Good morning, guys. Okay, so today, if you can't tell by the screen, I am going to be doing, I'm going to be doing a tattoo and piercing fail video today. Because why not? I haven't done anything like this on my channel. I have tattoos and piercings, so why not react to some good, bad, and funny stuff? Okay, first off, I am not a piercer by any means, nor a tattoo artist. I am just going to speak on my knowledge of piercings. With that being said, let's start off with this one. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to move stuff around here for a second. Okay, there we go. So now, with this one, I'm pretty sure I believe this is a surface piercing, you should have a straight bar in, not a curved barbell. Because all that's going to do is cause it to reject. I could be wrong. Not sure. But, plus even though the picture's kind of blown out and blurry a little, it is definitely red around the area. So either they just got it done or they've been hitting it on stuff. Which is why I personally would never get that piercing. Because I'd be afraid to get caught on the belt loop of my jeans. Or around, they have bracelets as well, or around our bracelets. Okay, let's see. Okay. Corset piercings, okay. Now, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but 1 second. The way this woman has her corset piercing laid out, it almost looks as if she has a shoe on her back. The way she has all the different colored ribbons and stuff, I don't know what it's supposed to represent, if anything. But what worries me the most isn't the corset piercings on her back, on her upper back. It's the lower back, almost butt area. Sorry guys, I'm so used to my camera being over there or my chat being over there, and I'm not live, so I forget my camera's right in front of me. Anyways, the lower back / butt area is what I'm more worried about. They're all bright red. Mind you, there is a dude standing right there with gloves on. So maybe that person just did those piercings on the lower back, because the upper back all look pretty well taken care of and pretty well healed. But the lower ones look red and a little puffy. So, I mean, the upper corset piercings I can understand. The lower ones not so much, because when you go to wear pants, your pants or shorts, skirt, whatever, are going to be constantly rubbing on those, and it's going to be quite painful. Let's see what we have next. Okay, I'm going to skip past that one, but I'm going to talk about it just because of how some people might find that graphic and gross. What was in the last picture, you guys are more than welcome to rewind or go back a few seconds to look at that picture. What happened with that is they got the muscly area under the tongue pierced. And either A, it was pierced with the wrong jewelry and the body started to reject the piercing, or B, they could have had too long of a bar and chewed on the bar and it ripped it out, or it just rejected straight up on its own, and that's why that tore like it did. I'm trying to quit looking that way. Sorry, guys. Now, with this one, we're going to skip the zipper part. Let's focus on I don't know if they're called vampire bites or angel bites. But I think angel bites are when they're too close together. But anyways, let's look at the upper lip piercings. The one on the left seems to be done flawlessly. That's a good placement for it. Maybe a tad bit lower, but it's a good place for it. Versus the one on the right. Look at how high up the one on the right is compared to the left. I mean, did the piercer not mark it and not tell you to look at the placement before they pierced you? And if they did not do that, I would not be going back. Because they're supposed to mark the area, ask you, is that a good placement for it, before they pierce you. Now, as far as the tongue one goes, I'm about 90% sure that's Photoshop. Because if you look at the shadowing of the tongue, you can see how the left side of the tongue has a bigger shadow than the right side, right? And with the right side, with the zipper, all you can see is the end part of the zipper, or handle part of the zipper, if you will. You don't see the edges, like the light between the zipper parts at all. And there's no shadow of the zipper on the left side. So I think that part was photoshopped in. Or they took some type of mouth safe glue or something and stuck it on there. I don't think it's actually there. If it is, cool, to each their own. I personally could never do that. Oh, I remember this one. This is a funny one. I thought was funny. It's a group of 4 guys. Apparently they're single. Because it says, "Hey, I just met you and this is crazy. Here's my number, so call me maybe." I thought that one was funny because of all the best friend tattoos you can get, and they chose that song. That was pretty cool. Okay, here's a prime example of a piercing in rejection. As you can tell, I think, in my opinion, that belly piercing was done a little too high, and that they might not have had the proper anatomy for a belly button piercing. That could be why the piercer pierced it a little high. But as you can see, it's a deep red and puffy and almost looks like it's infected. I would not have left it in as long as they have. As soon as I would have saw the infection, I would have took the piercing jewelry out, cleaned it out really good with alcohol, cleaned the area, cleaned the piercing, and then placed the clean jewelry back in and kept cleaning it. But as bad as that is, I would have took it out, let it close, fully heal and close, and just get it re-pierced later. This piercing. Okay. I saw this one on one of Raleigh, I think his name's Raleigh, one of Raleigh's videos. And I thought it looked amazing, as did he. Because it's like, they almost like they got an industrial done. But not. There's as you can see in you guys can see, as you can see here, the bar goes through the back part of the ear and then up for this section. And then she has a straighter, almost pitchfork type bar here that goes down the same space this one went down through. And then she has 3 spikes on the top, which I think look amazing. I like that piercing in general. And all of her piercing areas are very clean, well kept. Okay, this was supposed to be a portrait of someone's child. I am sorry if I ever went to someone who said they do portraits. I would ask for references or for their portfolio. And if they tell me, "Oh, I don't have a portfolio," I'll be like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm going elsewhere because I need to see some of your work before I let you attempt a portrait on me, because tattoos are forever. And I don't want to get something like this because I'm pretty sure that is definitely not what their child looks like." And if I ever ended up getting a tattoo like this, I'd be like, "I'm not paying for that because that's not what I asked for." I mean, yes, I asked for a portrait, but if you tell me you can do portraits and you really can't, but I don't plan on getting any portraits anytime soon anyways. Oh, this one. There's so much wrong with this. For one, they spelt knowledge wrong. For 2, all the letters are different shapes and sizes. None of them are the same size. And just the line work in general is just bad. You could tell this was an at-home or an in-jail tattoo. There's no way a professional did that. Because you can see a shower curtain behind them. Now, that doesn't mean that's where that tattoo was done, because it's very red. and puffy, which means it could have just been done earlier that day and they're showing it once they got home. But still, if you can't read, get someone around you who can to tell you, oh, this is spelled wrong. This is how this should be spelled before you get the tattoo put on you. Just saying. Okay, on to the next one. Okay. It's My Life by Bon Jovi. Or John Bovey. I don't know if that's supposed to be Bon Jovi or if there's actually a John Bovey. I'm not sure. But my brain's telling me Bon Jovi. Don't know why. But let's talk about, not worried about the name if it's spelled wrong. It's My Life. You're saying it is my life. That makes no sense. I'm gonna have to put my camera over there since I keep looking over there. I'm sorry, guys. Ugh. Okay. I am so confused by this tattoo. This tattoo is so cursed, in my opinion, because it almost looks like they attempted a portrait and midway through doing the face said, fuck it, let's make this Wednesday Addams. Am I wrong? And I mean, the other tattoos they have don't look too bad. I mean, the numbers for the clock one on there, whatever body part that is above the Wednesday one, the Roman numerals look a little blown out, but it doesn't look too bad. And the line work on the balloons underneath are freaking flawless. They look amazing. But tell me that don't look like they started doing a portrait and midway through the face decided we're gonna make this Wednesday Addams. Okay. Oh. That is a lot of stretched piercing. I honestly think it looks pretty cool for the simple fact they went with a color scheme and they stuck with it. A lot of people who do a lot of piercings in their ear don't stick with a theme or like a color theme or like just a theme in general. They just put whatever they can get in there. But this person went with all orange gauges. And then for the newer ones, he went with all silver. My question is about this here. Is this one piercing? Or where does these two piercings come out at if they are separate piercings? And then looking at this one here, because this is gauged. I can zoom in. Oh, didn't notice much. Because right here, it almost looks like this is pierced here and going through the back of the ear, but not through this part of the ear. So it's just like hanging there. If that's the case, I don't get why they use such a long bar if that's the case, because this is stretched. I don't see how they would have enough earlobe to pierce behind here. But maybe they wanted to make sure they had enough room for healing, which is understandable. Oh, the septum. Here. It's clearer for you guys than it is for me. But look at that septum. They definitely pierced it on an angle. Definitely didn't get the sweet spot when they pierced this. And for some of you, you're like, oh, you're not a piercer, but you sure know a lot about piercings. Yes, because I watch a lot of Raleigh's videos. And not only that, I've learned a lot about piercings in the past because I don't have that sweet spot in my nose for the septum. Well, I do, but I don't have the anatomy for it because my sweet spot is at the very bottom edge of my nose, and it would not be safe to pierce. Because where the sweet spot normally is supposed to be, my cartilage comes down too far to pierce it, and I'm not about to shatter all the cartilage in my nose. So again, this is piercing going wrong. Only judge can guide me. I think this tattoo is in here twice, maybe, because it's paired with a second tattoo. But again, trying to see if judge is spelled right or wrong. Because it doesn't look right. Maybe it's because the way the font is just all over the place. But again, did your tattoo artist not put the stencil on and ask you, do you like the placement? And is it correct? Because tattoo artists are supposed to be like, is that where you want it? Does that look right? Not just slap it on and instantly start tattooing. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one. So this has two pictures. They're back to back. Hold on. Oh, they were supposed to be back to back. 1 second. Let me look at this for a second. How far down is the other one? Did I not get the other one? 1 second, guys, because I know he has another. I must not have gotten the other one. Okay, we'll just talk about this one. That's fine. So with this one, this guy got his way upper bridge pierced, so he can have his glasses on and not need to have anything on his ears. In my opinion, it's a pretty damn genius idea. You can't ever lose your glasses if they're stuck on your face. But at the same time, think of how heavy those glasses are on your nose. Eventually, you'll start pulling because of the weight of the glasses. All I gotta say is this is a genius idea, but be careful. Because I don't think this is safe. In my opinion. Oh, I remember this one. They misspelled achieve. It's supposed to say believe, achieve. They misspelled achieve. And the V on believe looks like a U. Same with this one. The V's look like U's. Another victim of not checking the spelling of their tattoos before putting them on. Oh yeah. Okay. So this looks like they took a picture of Marilyn Monroe on the left and tried to make her masculine, but still feminine with her red lipstick and her hair. I'm sorry, but if the only thing you're gonna add color to is her lips, make it pop. Don't just shade a little bit of red in and be like, oh, I'm done. Because the tattoo as a whole is so wrong. Because if you look at the necks, let's not focus on the faces. Let me zoom in more. Let's focus on the necks down here. Hers is completely smooth and flat. This one has muscles here and here with a line in the middle. And then lip shape and teeth. This mouth, like the head proportion is the same proportion, like around wise, like this way wise, is the same. But up and down, this face is a lot longer. Her chin smooth here. This one almost looks like, if you ever watch Men in Black, you'll get this reference. This one here looks like it's a ball chinian. It has 1, 2, and an indent in the middle. The noses are completely off. Okay, I think they got the right side nose shape down, but then the left one just is way too far down. Again, here is pretty smooth. Here, there's an indent there, and look at the shape of the lip. How messed up the lip shape is. And then look at the eyebrows. Her eyebrows, yes, this eyebrow was a little bit flat, but they put her left eyebrow on the tattoo completely flat. And then this one's a lot bushier than this one. I mean, yeah, it's not easy to get a portrait perfect, but this is just all kinds of wrong. Okay, another thing of the artist not show you the stencil on your body and ask you, was that okay? Because I'm sorry, these two look like they were free-handed. It looks like absolutely no stencil whatsoever was used, especially for the little girl up top. Because you can't tell me that artist used a stencil for that tattoo. There's no fucking way. There's no way. And I'm sorry, but the child on the bottom left looks like he's out of a horror movie. As does the little girl. if a professional did this, you really need to work on your portraits on some fake skin before you do more portraits on a person. Because these portraits are absolutely horrible. Okay, I kept this one because of her face. I want to try to get some of her face out of there. If you can see, I'm going to have to zoom out some so you guys can see better. Basically, he has Brenda written across his back. And within the letters, if I zoom you lose it, but it says Brenda all the way through. And then this is like 100 and something different fonts saying Brenda as well. I have a few more name tattoos, and I'll speak on my opinion on the name thing a little bit later. But this is like her face exactly. Like, what the fuck? Just why? Okay, this one looks cute from here, right? What happened to the poor dolphin's bottom lip? What happened? The rest of the dolphin looks cute. It looks perfectly fine. But what happened to his bottom lip? Oh, Jeebus. It's just crazy. Keep calm and carry on. Keep calm. I believe they meant keep calm and carry on. Another person who didn't look at the stencil before letting the artist do their job. Okay. There's everything wrong with this tattoo. Everything. You can clearly tell this is a home done tattoo. Either home done, jail done, not professional done. Because look at the line work on this cross. For starters, this side is taller and a little wider than this side. Not to mention, this is a lot skinnier than the base up here. Yeah, I understand it's an upside down cross. But the lettering. Like, what is this lettering? Excuse me. I swear I lose brain cells sometimes doing these. This is my first one I'm actually posting though. Let's see. Okay, creative but disgusting at the same time. I hate it. Absolutely freaking hate it when people get tattoos like that. To where if the belly button looks like a butthole, basically, and they have an animal licking it, or have it as the animal's butt, like this, you know? It's like, why? Why? Now, the ones where it's a little lawnmower on the back of the head of a bald guy, I find that one hilarious. But this is just gross on so many levels. It's a well done ish piece. The line work isn't that bad, but just the concept is a no go for me. Regret nothing. Another person didn't look at the stencil. Now, mind you, it might not have been the stencil. They may have wrote out how they wanted it spelled, and the piercer might have just been like, if that's what they want, and done it. But people. Now, in the next one I do, I will throw in 2 of my own tattoos that I have that are tattoo fails. Actually, I'll do 3. 3 of my tattoos that are tattoo fails. And 1 was done by a professional. 2 were home done tattoos, which I regret now as I'm older. But they won't be in this video, they'll be in the next one. Oh, here's a better look at the Brenda. There you go. Now you guys can see all the different, no matter how much I zoom in, you guys can see all the different fonts of Brenda all over this dude's back. I don't know what up there says, but all down this dude's back says Brenda. Tell me you're an atheist without telling me you're an atheist. This guy or girl will go first. I get it. You don't like Jesus. I'm pagan. I don't believe in this God. But if you're gonna do something like that, have it be well done. It looks like he got punched in the eye, can't open his eye. His mouth is wide open. Looks like he's trying to catch flies. Um, I don't get it. I get the humor behind it. It's kind of funny, but if you're gonna do something that's gonna be like this, that's gonna get you hate for advertising on your body that you don't believe in God, make sure it's well done. So that way, even those who are talking crap about you because you have a tattoo saying, like, no Jesus, or I don't believe in Jesus, or whatever, at least they could say, well, the artwork was well done, I just don't agree with it. You know, versus this, it's not exactly well done. Okay, this tiger. Let's skip the face, and let's go straight to here. Let's go straight to here. Let's go straight to the body itself. It is so fucking confusing because, okay, look at the tail. Let's look at the tail. It looks like the tail got broken right here, started going this way, then got broken right here, started coming straight out, and comes straight out from here and looks broken here and going that way. Okay? And then look at the feet. They're facing two different ways. None of them are facing forward, which is the way the spine makes it look like that it's going this way. Why are the feet facing two completely different directions? And then this part confuses me because at first I thought, oh, maybe the tiger was standing straight up, but no, he's facing this way, and they just did some line work here and put his head way the fuck over here. If you're gonna do work like this, have the line where he's on his side, not straight on and then have his head over this way, because then it just looks like you stretched his neck to put his head over there. Not to mention the two eyes are completely different. You did a lot of shading around this eye. Not very good shading, but you did some shading around this eye, or darker line work around this eye. And this eye's just like, just do something simple. And then the mouth. Like, everything is wrong with this one. Not to mention there's some thick lines, some thinner lines, some just shading lines, and it's, yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh, Jeebus. Why? Okay, so this person got summer tattooed on them, but of course did not check the spelling. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I will be right back. I have to take a restroom break. Okay, guys, so sorry about that. I would have cut that be right back part out, but I don't know how. I'm still working on learning how to edit. So, let's get started again. Finish this up. I'm sorry, but the tattoo itself, not the word summer. We've already spoken on the word summer before I took that break. But the tattoo itself looks like it's drawn on with Sharpie. Straight up. Looks like it's drawn on with Sharpie. Same with the word. Because I've never seen black ink be actually that black on anyone's skin. Because usually when you get tattooed with black ink, because this looks like it's fully healed, there's no pink around it, There's no puffiness, there's no nothing. It looks fully healed. Because when I got my tattoos like this one, the black ends up getting a blue hue to it after a little while. Like after it fully heals. It does not look jet black like this one. Now, does that mean there's not a jet black ink that stays jet black? No, not by any means. But every tattoo I've seen that's been lined in black turns a bluish gray color as time goes on. Hence all of my tattoos. Like the diamonds I have here on my arm, these are a bluish gray color. They're no longer black. Here, give me a second. I will show you exactly what I mean. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I can do this. If you look, oh, maybe not. You can see how it's like a grayish color. Like I was saying, I've never seen black ink stay that dark for long. Oops. Okay, I do not get the concept of this. I find this extremely gross. The portrait looks to be done just fine. But the concept behind this is a freaking baby with a rat in his mouth. I don't understand it. Someone please make this make sense down in the comments below, because oh, it's so disgusting. I just don't understand why. Just why. Okay, this one, another badly done portrait. Not to mention the pacifier is more than half of the child's face. More like it's 3/4 of that child's face. And not to mention as much red as they use. That looks like a demon baby. It looks legit like a demon baby. These artists that are doing these portraits that don't know how to do portraits needs to stop. Because people have to walk around with stuff like this. Oops. Okay. This one gives portraits of what kids are supposed to look like. Okay. I think this little boy is supposed to be this little boy. And this boy is supposed to be this boy. Okay. You can see the name Andy here. That's what I'm assuming is a boy. But look at back here. What does back here look like to you guys? Because to me it almost looks like a headband. Like the girls wear. The eyes are completely wrong. The mouth is horrible. Just the proportions of the face are bad. The nose is bad. Now the one on the right isn't that, well, it's pretty horrible, but it's like 10 times better than the one on the left. So I mean, they're still both really bad tattoos, but don't get portraits from people just because your friends like, oh, they're a great artist. Yeah, someone could be a very, very freaking good artist, but doesn't mean they're good at portraits. It takes a lot of work to do portraits. Oh, I thought this one was a little freaky, and so I threw it in here. It's Snow White after eating the poison apple, pulling her brain out of her mouth. I mean, if you want to scar kids for life, that's definitely a way to do it. Okay, this dragon tattoo. I know all about unfinished tattoos. I have a tattoo on my left inner calf that is not finished. But is it unfinished like this? No. No. The main parts of the tattoo itself are done. I just have to get a name and years added on to my tattoo. That's it. But this, it looks like they weren't even trying to make it look like scales. It looks like they were just doing like a X pattern all the way down, but stopped like a third of the way through and was like, nope, I'm done. Okay. Oh, oopsies, oopsies. A yin and yang tattoo. I am sorry, but because Because this dragon looks nothing like this dragon. Mainly because this dragon doesn't have an eye. This dragon does. This dragon's mouth is wide open. This dragon only has this part of his mouth, unless that's what this is supposed to be, but this is just a line not even connected to the face. And this is just, who knows. Not to mention the rest of the dragon isn't the same. If you're going to do a yin and yang tattoo, especially a dragon one, make sure they use the same dragon stencil and just flip it. Like they redraw it and flip it. So that we have the same dragon on both ends. Because look, there's all this part of the dragon's tail down here. None of that matches over here. And I'm very picky on yin yang tattoos. What is this one? Okay, this one I threw in because I am confused on what it is. It looks like an animal at sunset, possibly. Or the blood moon. But I'm confused on what type of animal this is. Because by the looks of the tail, looks like a tiger, right? But look at the shape of the face and the feet. It looks like a lizard. So is it a tiger? Is it a lizard? Is it a lizard-tiger hybrid? I don't know. But again, the line work isn't the best. The shading for the clouds for the sun is not that great. So, I mean, yeah, this is definitely not the worst one. I don't even think I've gotten to the worst ones yet. They done that poor doggy wrong. I mean, the nose shape is kind of accurate. But the eyes, they're all wonky. The ears are pretty well done. But the outline of his face, no. No, it's just a no for me. No. Okay, these I find funny too. Let me zoom in a lot so you can see. It's supposed to be like, I guess, a basketball player, obviously, but the dude's mole being the basketball. Temporary. But they put temporary. That, oh my god, I keep looking that other way, I'm sorry. They put an extra R and an A in there. Spelling is key if you're getting tattoos, people. Because people will hound you day in and day out because your tattoo's not spelled correctly. Trust me, I've been there. My son's dad got my son's name tattooed on him, but it's spelled wrong. I give him crap about it every time I see him. Okay, I like this tattoo. Any boy can be a father. It takes a real man to be a dad. Oops, dropped the Bobo Pearl. I absolutely love that. But Raleigh brought up a good point in one of his videos. He's the one that inspired me to do these tattoo and piercing fails videos. But it'd be more interesting if the words weren't circled. And you bring like a washable marker with you to a party. You be the life of the party. Each person can take turns trying to find different words. It'd be fun and interactive. Versus this one, I get the message behind it. I stand behind this message. But it'd be a little more fun. Hey, I found the name James on the bottom. Okay. I get it. If you want a Rolex, that's what I think this is supposed to represent. But, my dude, this is when you get it tattooed on your wrist. Not across your entire back. I mean, it would be a conversation piece. And even though it's blurry to me, from what I can see, it's not well done. The band isn't too bad down here, but the watch band up there is pretty bad. The shading here is freaking horrible, including in the middle. Yeah, I don't understand. People must really not look at their stencils before letting the person pierce them. Okay, this one. If this is what they were going for, they got it all wrong. Ear shape wrong. Eyes, eyebrows. This part of the mouth. I mean, what is this? Just a random person in the background? Tattoo wise. This one actually creeps me out a bit. Okay. My daughter got this matching tattoo today with her best friend. She says something about how they're both crafty and her best friend wants to be a hairstylist, but honestly, do any of you other moms know if this is a devil symbol or anything? I just want to protect my little girl from Satan. Oh god. So this mother, I doubt she'll see my video reacting to this. I think your daughter's best friend is more than a friend. This isn't a devil symbol. Unless you're against LGBTQ. Then it could be presented as that. Yeah. I don't think your daughter and her best friend got that because she wants to be a hairstylist. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Dude wanted a six-pack. He got it. I'm sorry I'm all for dad bods, but that's a beer gut. No check it. It's just, it'd be more aesthetically pleasing if all the can tops were facing the same way, but they're all in different directions. I mean, then again, when you get a case of beer, they're not all facing the same way, but I mean, tattoo-wise, it would have been more appealing. Oh, I am a Martian. They spelled Martian wrong. The tattoo as a whole is done good. I mean, I think this should have been a little more this way, just a tad. Excuse me, so it matches up. But the lettering's not done too bad. The tattoo as a whole, the line work is great. Let me move my mouse to behind these keys because I keep getting stuck. This is the picture I was waiting for. I remembered I had one that had one name crossed out and a new name on it. This, my friends, is why you don't get a person's name tattooed on you except for your children or your deceased loved ones. Because something like this happens. Apparently this dude dated a girl named Megan, put her name on him, they broke up, so then he goes, oops, I meant Holly, which apparently was his newer girlfriend. This is why you don't put people's names on you. You just don't. Because you can't predict the future. They may seem like the love of your life today, and tomorrow y'all might fight and break up. You never know. Don't get people's names tattooed on you guys. Now, if you want to get something with meaning and value, get a matching tattoo with them. But make it be something that if y'all were to break up or if they're your best friend and they become not your best friend anymore, it'll have a reasoning behind it. Like mine. My diamonds right here. These are the Harley Quinn diamonds from Harley Quinn and Joker. Here soon I'm going to be getting Joker's iconic ha 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 across the side of my wrist, directly on the other side of the diamonds, because Harley and then Joker. But yeah, make sure it has a different meaning, because that way if things do go south, you could have a cool story about it. Like I said, mine is Harley, and soon to have the Joker's haha across here. Or the silhouette of his face that says why so serious. It's gonna be one of those two. Or I might do both. The why so serious with his face and then the ha-has around it. But either way, if it has a separate meaning, then you know, people won't be like, oh, you were stupid for getting that. Oh god, this one's creepy. Especially because he has a little bit of hair, I think, here, and barely any hair there. That is really freaking creepy. I'm not even got nothing on there. Oh. See if I can read this, because Raleigh, this is one of the ones, my favorite tattoo and piercing reacted to, and he had trouble reading it. You be the anchor that keeps my feet on he ground. I'll be the wings that keep your here to heart. Oh, in the clouds. I remember he had trouble reading this part. It says in the right here. It says in the. First off, spacing is important. I don't understand why they did it the way they did with the shape of everything. But it literally looks like he wrote this himself. And the tattoo artist was just like, let me just go copy over this and tattoo it as is. Instead of trying to make the wording the same size. Like for the be the anchor. I don't get why all of it's capitalized. And then the bottom part, all the E's except for one is capitalized. And that entire thing. And then there's some lowercase letters. It's like, if you're gonna do 90% capital letters, do the whole thing in capital letters. Okay. Oh, I remember this one. I remember joking and saying, oh, I think I could do that tattoo. Because it literally just looks like he took the gun and just went, just did lines everywhere. It looks like a Baphomet kitty. A cursed kitty. With Baphomet horns. Oh, I thought this was hilarious. Dude got a tattoo on his nipple of a smiley face, and then the smiley face is wearing a sombrero. That's the name for it, right? Yeah. Okay. I feel that. I feel that 100%. I understand the humor behind the tattoo. Definitely. I think the bread piece is pretty well done. The words could have been a little bit higher. But I actually like this one. Because I like the meaning behind it. Okay. I'm going to talk about this for a minute. 1 second. Okay. If you're not Japanese, or you cannot read Japanese or Chinese writing, do not get Chinese or Japanese wording on you. Because you never know what it could say. I watched a lady yesterday did reactions to people with Chinese and Japanese writing tattoos. And she straight up said what it was supposed to say, supposedly, is I like chicken fried rice or something like that, which I don't know why you would get that tattooed on you, but hey, to each their own. But it ended up saying I like to chickens. So apparently either the artist hated him or he mistranslated the stuff himself. This is why you don't get a foreign language tattooed on you unless you can speak and write it yourself and you know what's being said. A take on a tiger lily. Everything's wrong with this tattoo. Everything's wrong. Tiger face is completely disproportionate. One eye is super tiny, the other one's bigger. The whiskers are not right. The ears are two completely different sizes. And let's talk about the lily itself. It looks more like someone tattooed pink and purple band-aids on this dude. Can't tell me that doesn't look like band-aids. Okay. At first glance, from the upper part, I'm like, oh, it's a Yoda. Yeah, Yoda has a broken jaw and an eye hanging out of his face and a chunk missing out of his ear. Yoda's been through some stuff. He's seen some stuff. Okay, I get the dragonfly tattoo, but I don't understand the toast and the egg tattoo. I don't understand why that would be on the top of his head. Oh, scarification, I think. Either the scarification or someone that can do some amazing shading and line work. I'm not sure if this says something right here because it almost looks like some lettering. I'm not sure. But oh my god, this is done so amazingly. I absolutely love this fucking tattoo. That's very pretty. I'm gonna go on a limb and assume this is supposed to be a llama. But why is its eye so huge? I don't understand. The only reason I'm assuming it's a llama is because the way the neck is, the nose, and the ears. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Now this is creative. See, my ex, who I'm not gonna say their real name, but they go by Andy. They wanted me. We talked about me tattooing their name on me at one point, and I told them this right here is the only way I'd ever get his nickname tattooed on me. I would never get his real name. He goes, why is that? I'm like, because if we break up, I can always say, oh, I got this because I love Toy Story. It works. Hence why I say, if you ever want to get someone's name tattooed on you, don't. Come up with something else creative that would have a backstory. In case y'all break up, you don't have to be like, oh, this is my ex's name, or I got this to match my ex. Get it to have a different meaning. Again, like me and my best friend's matching tattoos. We both love Harley Quinn. Enough said there. Apparently, either dude has a third nipple or that's a mole that looks like one. But third? And they spelled nipple wrong. Again, double check your stencils before you let the artists have their fun. There's more piercings in here somewhere. Family? No. Fammy is my strength. Okay, they spelled strength right, but they did not spell family right. I am so confused. Okay. Next. Oh, dear Jesus. Again, not a bad done tattoo. Other than the fact they got the north-south. The north is the only thing that's correct. And it's off-center. West is definitely in the wrong place. So is south. At least east is on the right section of the compass. You could tell they failed geography. Is it geography? Yeah. And social studies. Okay, I love Monster as much as the next guy, but really down your chin? And I mean, it doesn't quite look like the monster logo. It looks like they got some of the line work wrong. But you clearly tell that's what it's supposed to be. Like, I can understand getting that tattoo anywhere else, but why on your face? And there are some face tattoo fails on here too, I believe. Just haven't got there yet. I saved this one for all the SpongeBob fans. It's Doodle Bob. A well done Doodle Bob. Well done pencil as well. I love how clean that tattoo is. I know this is a tattoo and piercing fail, but I added some good, positive stuff in here too. Okay, you've seen this enough. I'm gonna go there for a reason. I'm not trying to trigger anyone watching this video. I am 110% against that last tattoo. 110%. And I'm gonna explain why right quick. That is a tattoo of their face being bloody and bruised. So why am I so against it? I'm a domestic violence and sexual assault survivor. I don't find that humorous or funny at all. I find that picking fun at those of us who have been beaten or have been hurt in any way. Because you want to get your face look like you've been beaten up and bloody. That's not cute. And that's definitely not funny. Now with that being said, rules, God, family spelt wrong, and money. Again, you can tell this was done at home because of how shaky all the lines are, how light-handed some of the lines are compared to how heavy other lines are, and then how the shading is. It's just not good. Here's a piercing. For one, please, please, please. There's going to be 2 types of piercings. I don't know if I have one of the other ones that I will, in every one of my tattoo and piercing fails videos, because we plan on doing a lot more, that I will say not to get, and that's this, because it rubs against your eye, and piercings like this can cause you to go blind if not done properly. And the smiley not smiley, it's the one that goes across the tip of your tongue. Don't do that, because there's so many blood vessels you can hit by doing that. Not to mention, it impairs your speech. But let's get back to this specific one. You could tell it's starting to reject right here. Here, I'll zoom in more for you. See? You guys can see the hole right there. We're starting to reject. And they're just keeping it in. Okay. Now, I think I know who this is. They're no longer a male. They're trans. If this is, yeah, this is who I think it is. They are now known as Farrah Flawless on TikTok. This is some tattoos that they had. I'm not sure about this because they, over the years after transitioning from male to female, have gotten their entire face tattooed, but they just recently went for skin lightening and removal of cheek tattoos that they had. But yes, this is an old picture of them. They now have their nose is now healed from stretching that large, and it's now little hearts, which I think is cute. And they keep it open 24/7. They never have jewelry in it. Their lip has healed since, I do believe. I don't think they have anything in their, like in the middle of their lip anymore. But they do still have their dermals, I do believe. But yeah, I personally could never stretch my nostrils. Even if I did, it would not be that big because people could see straight up in your nose. Okay, Raleigh reacted to this one too, and I'm just now realizing that. I didn't realize it when I saved it. Excuse me. If you've had a blowout or your earlobe tear, quit trying to make it look pretty. Because I'm sorry, honey, this does not look pretty at all. This is the only pretty it looks is pretty disturbing, to be honest. If you can't afford the surgery to get your earlobe sewed up, don't put jewelry in it to draw attention to it, because that does not look good. Oh, this is the picture of that guy from earlier. I did have it. The one with the glasses. This is the bracket he has in his nose to put his glasses on. He just screws it in. Okay, this one is either a Monroe or whatever the one in the bottom is called. And you can see it has a very bad infection pocket behind it. They need to take it out, drain the infection, rinse with salt water, leave it out for a little while, and then it's up to put it back in later once all the infection gets pulled out. Okay, I believe Raleigh said this is called a coin slot piercing. I personally don't like it. But to each their own. He enjoys when people have coin slot piercing. I, on the other hand, do not. And then they have the piercing here, and then the Daith pierced, or Dieth, however you pronounce Daith, done right here. That was actually pretty cute. Okay, here's a not septum. Here's a bridge piercing that they put the wrong size bar in. You can see how purple and yellow bruising is popping up. That bar is way too short. That bar does not allow for any swelling at all. If he or she does swell, it can cause the piercing to reject because there's nowhere for the jewelry to go, or the nose will basically eat the jewelry as it swells because there's nowhere for the swelling to go other than around that piercing. I remember this girl from back when I was in high school. She would draw these on every day, do that, and she did all these piercings herself when she was a young teen. I remember this shit. And I could never have something this large hanging from my lip because if you look, her lip is like sagging down a little bit. I don't know if it's because of the weight of this pin or all the jewelry. She doesn't have that many lip rings. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including this giant pin. But the giant pin is connected to a chain that's connected to her ear. Don't pierce yourself with safety pins or sewing needles, guys, because they're not the right type of thing to pierce yourself with. And please, please do not pierce yourself with the piercing guns. Look up the safety hazards of a piercing gun versus using an actual piercing needle. Piercing guns basically tear through your ear. Or if you use it to pierce your nose or your upper ear for the cartilage, it shatters the cartilage because of the sheer blunt force that's being caused by the piercing gun. Don't do it. Okay, here's another one I find very disgusting and disturbing. This dude has his septum stretched. But look at his nose. I'll zoom in more. Look at this. Love how it's clear for you guys than it is for me. But look at this. It looks like he has no room to breathe because he has all these other piercings up there. And then this giant thing here. Is he like now a mouth breather? Because there's no way in hell he's breathing through his nose with all these piercings like they are. I don't get it. I understand stretching your ears. Or if you have a lower lip piercing, stretching it. Or maybe stretching your eyebrow piercing to at most a 12 or a 10. But stretching your nose, I don't understand it. Okay, here's another example of getting pierced with the wrong jewelry. So this person got pierced with a bar that was way too short, and if you can see, the back of this piercing is starting to go into her ear. You can see the skin coming over it right here. It's a little blurry, but you can see the skin going over it right there. Make sure you have that they have a long enough bar to pierce you. Excuse me, to pierce you with. If the bar does not look long enough, demand a longer bar. even if you have to pay a couple dollars extra for a bigger bar, just tell them you don't feel safe with such a sharp bar in wherever it is. Okay, I'm all for belly button piercings, but these, that's definitely a bit much. They decided to do a whole star. Yeah, I could not have that many belly piercings because again, you'll get caught on your clothing when you change. If you wear bracelets, your bracelets can get caught. Another very badly done septum. Look at that. They went through here, which is where you're supposed to go, but ended up out down here. How do you mess up that bad? And if I remember correctly, Raleigh's seen a video with this person, as well as this picture, where they're like, oh, it was either this person or another person. It's like, oh, well, I let my best friend pierce my septum, but this is what it turned out like, so we're taking it out and I'm letting her do it again. Yeah, if you're letting your friends pierce you and they fuck up the first time, go to a professional the second time. Don't let them try and do it again. Okay, ew. I don't understand this one. Clearly it's infected really bad. I mean, the bar is long enough, it looks like, for what they pierced, but they're not taking care of it. Like Raleigh loves to say, just take a shower. Wash your piercings in the shower. It's not that hard. Because he's seen some really gross ear piercing ones where they take a piercing out and there's a bunch of hair wound around it or lots of gunk. And he's just like, just wash yourself in the shower. It's not that hard. This is an example. Wash yourself in the shower. Not that hard, especially right there. Because you can reach the nape of your neck. Epic fail in loving memory. At least this one kind of looks like a portrait. Does it look like this person? No. But you could tell this is a portrait of what could be an actual person, unlike all the other portraits we've seen. Not well done. Okay, so they went to pierce their bridge piercing. Or they went to pierce their bridge. Now, I'm assuming this is a piercing bump that popped up after the fact and is pushing their piercing down. If this ever happens to you, especially with the bridge piercing, take the piercing out, let it heal, let this go away, and then try again. Either that or they pierced it wrong because they were trying to avoid whatever this is. I'm not sure what happened, but that piercing should be taken out and let heal and get redone later. So I pierced my nose with a safety pin back in February, and I lost the ring and the hole closed, so I re-pierced it a few days ago. Guys, don't do this. Just don't do this. Because if you look, right here, her nose is eating the piercing. Her nose is starting to split right here. That piercing within the next 4 months or so is going to be engulfed around the piercing to the point she's going to have to get that cut out if she doesn't change it for either a bigger hoop or a regular nose stud. Okay, I put this one in because I thought it was funny. So this person had to have their big toe amputated. So they got a tattoo of a big toe here saying rest in peace. I found that one pretty freaking hilarious. Again, check the spelling on your stencils, guys, before the tattoo starts. Because once he starts and gets all the outline done, there's no turning back. Our dog's barking. I'm trying to decide what is worse. The stretched septum, which isn't actually that bad compared to the guy we saw earlier, or the giant tattoo that looks like his skull has been cracked open and then taped and sewn back shut. Now I can understand those piercings and stuff if, like, I mean the that tattoo, if like he had an issue in his past where he had a bad fall or something tragic happened that cracked his skull, and that's a way for him to remember the struggle he's been through. But why get it all the way across your cheek and part of your chin? Like, if you're going to do that, just get it like he has up here, just like this. And if anything, have it going around the side of the ear and to the back of the head. I mean, unless his jaw was broken too, but still, have it going a little bit lower and not so close to the eyeball. That's my opinion. Okay, so much wrong with this. We're going to skip this tattoo for a minute. We're going to go straight to this one. If you don't know what this is or who this represents, you're too young to be on my YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the Pink Floyd symbol. But they messed it up big time. Does not look like the Pink Floyd symbol at all. Now we're going to go here. Start from up here. Obviously, he's a Fortnite fan. I don't know if you can see, it says #1 Victory Royale. Hell no. MU. I don't even know what that's supposed to say. Handcuffs that I believe, yeah, here says hate you. And I can't tell what that one there says. Life's short, maybe? Oh, how original. He's part of the ACAF. Or ACAB, sorry. Got a crappy Patrick Star. Zoidberg. Homer Simpson, I think. A family photo. Don't know who that is. Loch Ness Monster. A cute little bear gives a clown. Don't know who or what that is. And this is the. This looks like it's supposed to be Doug from the 90s, but I'm not sure. They have so much going on with this. Is that it? Oh, definitely not it. Placement is key, guys. Placement is key. Oh, jeebus. Why would you get a "What would Jesus do" tattoo? And right under it, get a human centipede tattoo? For one, human centipede is fucking disgusting. Okay. Now this cannot be comfortable. This dude literally got both of his nipples pierced and then managed to put one piercing into both nipples, and it's pulling on them. He's gonna rip his nipples in half. Unless that was done just for a picture and he took them out, but God forbid he leaves that in there and it's gonna rip through them. Because you could tell how tight they're being pulled. This is the girl. I'm sorry. The one I said earlier that said, "Oh, my best friend pierced me, and this is how it turned out, and I'm gonna take it out and let her redo it." It's this chick, right here. This chick. I remember because of all the emo makeup now. But yeah, she goes, "Yeah, my best friend pierced my septum. This is what it looked like. So now I'm gonna take it out," for she used to pull the needle out, "and let her re-pierce it." She re-pierces it again, and it's worse than this one. Don't let your friends pierce you unless they know what you're doing. The reason I say that is my best friend did both of my nose piercings. I may end up doing my other snake bite. But she does everything by the book, and she knows exactly what she's doing. She's been practicing. As well as she did some of my tattoos as well. Oh, think that's the ending, guys. Trying to see how long. Oh, it's been an hour and 15. Okay. So guys, next time it'll probably be some, because I don't use Twitter very often, but I may ask Twitter send me tattoo and piercing fails to my DMs so I can react to them, as well as I'll ask people on my TikTok to send me any piercing or tattoo fail videos that they happen to find, and I will go through those as well. So until next time, guys, hope you guys have an amazing week. Hope you guys are happy as I am. It's spooky season. So yeah, bye guys, have a good day.